And we did our top 3 rookie NBA seasons of the last 20 years. And obviously, LeBron James just finished his 20th year. So we are starting with LeBron James's rookie year. So that's the qualifier, best rookie seasons of the last 23 years. I want to go one by one. I'm sure there's going to be some overlap. I want to get your 3 guys off the jump, and we'll start in one by one.
Okay. Off the jump, I would go. So you want to name all 3 right now? So you know?
Yeah, you don't have to go in any particular order, but all 3.
Blake Griffin, 2010, 2011. Ben Simmons, 2017, 2018, and CP3, 05, 06 would be my 3. And I think we should clarify. This could be part of the conversation, but these would be minimum 50 games because there's a couple guys who put up really, like Zion put up really good numbers, but he only played 24 games, and so like he's somebody.
Yeah, we can't put him in the top 3 if he played 24 games.
So those would be my 3.
Okay, let's start with CP3. Break this down for me.
Okay, so that was the Katrina season. Before he got there, they were 18-64. After he got there, they were 38-44. 16.1 points per game, 7.8 assists, 5.1 rebounds, 2 steals a game, 10.4 win shares. First rookie since 2000 to go 15-5-5. Just like the overall impact on winning that a rookie point guard has, I feel like is a very tough thing to do, to come in and bring a jump that's significant. And then also just defensively, especially for a guy of his size, he's been a great defensive player his whole career, but to be able to make that much of an impact defensively right away was really impressive. And I think was set the stage for a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, I'm struggling with my third choice on this. That's why I wanted to get your perspective on it. And I think Ben Simmons' rookie year and Blake, his rookie year, it's interesting because both of them sat out their real rookie seasons and in their second year. But they're still rookies to me. I want to be clear. They're still rookies, right? That's still their rookie year. I'm not a Donovan Mitchell stan here and going to go reach and do revisionist history on rookie of the year for those 2 seasons. But the third choice is in because I think there's a number of players that you could go with. The one thing that jumps out to me, and you mentioned this stat with CP, is the win shares. 10.4 win shares. And I'd have to go back and look year by year. But I think in the last 20 years, I think that's the highest win shares. Ben comes close on that off the top of my head. I think he over 9 win shares. I only know that because I played on that team and I have looked back at, our win share total that year for that year. But it set the stage. Like CP for his whole career, advanced stats have loved him. They've loved him. I mean, even this year, a down year for Phoenix, he wasn't great, but he had 6.2 win shares. And if you go through his career, win shares per 48, which is honestly one of the stats that is most correlated with MVP, he's always close to the top of the league. And even in 2007, 2008, a year that some people think he might have, should have won the MVP, led the league in win shares, led the league in offensive win shares, led the league in win shares per 48, had a 10.4 box plus minus 9.3 value over replacement player. Like CP from the get-go, advanced stats loved this guy. And that's one thing that jumps out. The other thing that jumps out is CP was drafted in June. Hurricane Katrina was in September. And for a rookie, your first time going through the NBA, I think it's remarkable that that team and him as a rookie learning the NBA has to move, a month, 2 weeks, whatever it was, right before the season starts. And then he goes on to have this incredible season.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. I like that you pick CP. I'm going to go with Bron. I'm going to go with Bron for my third best rookie season of the last 20 years. Honorable mentions, I think off the top, Luka for sure. Luka, 21.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, 6 assists a game. It became immediately apparent with him he was a generational talent, and that Sacramento really screwed things up. And you could make an argument Phoenix maybe too.
I would say so.
But Sacramento really screwed that up. Really screwed that. So Luka's honorable mention. Cat had a great rookie year. Kyrie as well. I think those guys really stand out to me.
I have a Ben Simmons question for you. So I have the win shares. 9.2. It was 9.2. That team, you deserve a lot of credit for this. And the question is about your experience. You guys went from 28-54 to 52-30. Got the second round of the playoffs. At what point that year, and you can run through the numbers of him and everything, but at what point that year was it apparent that this was happening? And then also just his specific impact on a turnaround like that, because of all the things we're talking about with all these rookies, that's about as big a jump as you're going to get.
I mean, with him, I felt like it was right away, just in terms of his ability to. I will say this: like Ben Simmons early in his career was able to dominate a basketball game in a number of ways without being able to knock any outside shots down. Just an incredible athlete, and he used that athleticism to rebound, to defend, to score in transition, and he used that athleticism and height and playmaking to make his teammates better. And so, I'm looking at his splits right now. October, November, he essentially averaged 18.5 points a game, 9.5 rebounds, and over 7 assists a game in those 2 months, shooting over 50% from the field. So it was right away. The one thing that I thought was interesting was I remember this. So at the end of the year, Markelle Fultz coming off handoff or pick and roll with Joel Embiid ran into his face, and Joel breaks his face, and he misses a ton of games. And now he was initially part of our win streak, but we won our last 16 games of the regular season to get the third place. Just as fun as I remember a stretch of time in my basketball career. And Ben's scoring actually went down. We had picked up Ilyasova. We had picked up Marco Bellinelli through buyout. And we had just basically played like 5 out, super fast, ball movement, body movement. And in March and April during that stretch, Ben averaged basically 10 assists a game and almost 9.5 rebound game. And his scoring went way down. And so I just find that interesting because, we were winning those games because we had just incredible balance. It wasn't like Ben just, I'm going to score more now that Joel's out. I think Ben has always found as much, if not more, joy in making plays for his teammate, getting assists. And I was a direct beneficiary of that. I mean, we had this play out of our base set where the big would cut through off the top of the key. Ben would have the entire left side. I'm over in the left corner to either go make a play at the rim or come DHO with me. And I mean, I scored on that play 2 or 3 times a game. You just come DHO, I'm going to my right hand, pull up jumper, they go under, step back 3. Like he was so good right away at manipulating the game a little bit. And I don't think he gets enough credit for that. I know we talked about it with him on the podcast, but prior to the Atlanta series and some of the injuries and whatever is going on mentally with him, he was so fucking good those first few years, man. I remember
good. That run. That run was crazy. You guys were just destroying teams. It was good teams.
And the other part with Ben is like he was one of those players where we're like, I'm not sure we've seen this before. If you remember, dude, the comparisons were Magic and LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, that's not hyperbole. Those were the comparisons his rookie year. And that's how good he was coming out as a rookie. Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, second year in the league, rookie year though, just like Ben. So 22.5 points, 12 rebounds a game, 3.8 assists, shot over 50% from the field. I think that's important, right? And I know people say, oh, all he did was dunk the ball. I think with any young player, the efficiency numbers either really jump out in a positive way or really jump out in a negative way, like LeBron, like Luka, even CP, who's been incredibly efficient. Like he didn't have a great field goal percentage in his rookie year. Those Blake numbers, by the way, forget rookies. When you talk about those statistical thresholds in the last 20 years, the only players that have done that are Shaq, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Giannis, and Anthony Davis. Not as rookies. I mean, period. Blake did that in his rookie year. The other thing with Blake, and part of the reason that I think it really stands out is probably the best rookie year in the last 20 years. All of those insane dunks, I think all of them were his, not all of them, but a lot of them were his rookie year. I know the two Knicks, the Gallinari dunk and the Mozgov dunk were his rookie year. I don't remember when the two Pau Gasol dunks were. I can look it up real quick, but I think it was similar to Zion to a degree and similar to Ben, where you were just like, what is this player? Like, who is this guy?
Yeah.